OnePlus 12 is here, the latest and greatest flagship phone from OnePlus, and it's got a lot of nice upgrades to go along with it this year. This is the most complete OnePlus phone we've had in a very long time. It has all the great things you would want, like wireless charging, and you can even get the 50-watt wireless charger that will charge this in 55 minutes. But wait, there's lots of other great things, like having the charger in the box, which who gives you that anymore, right? 80-watt charger here in the United States. It will charge the phone in 30 minutes, 100%, which is pretty amazing. Powered by the Snapdragon 8 Generation 3. So we got the latest and greatest chip. This phone, and you see in the title, I call it the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra killer. And why do I say that? And I know a lot of people like to throw that out there, semantics, oh, killer, flagship killer. We've been using that terminology with OnePlus for a very long time, but when you stack it up next to the S24 Ultra, $1299, $799. So we had a slight price increase there, but one great thing they're doing is if you pre-order and you get it through OnePlus, they're doing the trade-in any phone, any condition, and get $100 off. So it basically makes it $699, and they're doing a free storage upgrade, which gets you the 512. So it's almost like having $200 off because you get the higher model and you get $100 off. You can find any phone, any condition, trade that sucker in, and through OnePlus, they take that price off the front, so you get the savings immediately. You don't have to wait till later here in the United States. So lots of cool things. Snapdragon 8 Generation 3, 5400 milliamp battery. We finally got a battery upgrade from somebody, and of course, OnePlus did that. They're advertising 2 days of battery life. If you can kill this thing in 1 day, you're basically like Harry Potter and Merlin combined, because that's some serious magic going on. And they have the IR blaster. And one of the great things has the video out support for USB-C. So if you happen to have any great XR glasses, AR glasses like the Rokids or the Lenovo Legion glasses or X-Real glasses, like they all work with it, which is really nice. You plug it in, you get the video experience with the glasses. I highly recommend those because I love those things. They're so much fun and really nice for watching and consuming media. So, like I said, lots of great things here. IP65, and it's not IP68, so don't go throw it in the water, but I don't really think that's that big of a deal. But they have a special setup now with the front screen, which is Gorilla Glass Victus 2, by the way. It has this water-resistant functionality, which you don't get in any other phone. So if you get water on your screen, water splashing on your screen, rain, mist, you can still type on it, and it doesn't impact the experience. And I thought this was really cool because a couple times lately I've been out with my iPhone 15 Pro Max. Any water gets on the screen. The screen's basically useless. Like you can't type or really do anything. So get water on the screen and you can still use it. So I think that's great. I would actually rather have that in IP68 because I'm not taking my phone in the water. It is very, very splash resistant. All those great things, and just don't throw it in the water. But anyway, 5400 milliamp battery, 12 gigabytes of RAM, and 256 gigabytes of storage. That's the baseline model. But like I said, you get the free storage upgrade. So basically you get the free upgraded phone, which has 16 gigabytes of RAM. So 256 and 12, 512 and 16. There's no 1 terabyte model. I don't think that's the end of the world. Even with this content heavy usage as I do on my phone, I don't need a terabyte. 512 has really been a magic number for a while. So that's really great. And then you've got, this is the 4th generation of Hasselblad cooperation. And that shows up in a big way when it comes to HDR, when it comes to the color science and things like that. And it really makes for some great pictures. I will show you some examples here in a minute, but I wanted to go ahead and talk about that now because you've even got this cool master mode in the camera now, which you can do some cool stuff there when it comes to like the coloring, color grading, color science. So there's really a lot of thought that's gone into this phone. 4 years of operating system updates, 5 years of security patches. Now they do bi-monthly security patches. I'd like for them one day to get to monthly because Samsung and Google are doing monthly, but bi-monthly is pretty good. I think it's got the latest and greatest Oxygen OS, which I like quite a bit. And one big change, of course, is the mute switch is here. So you got the mute slider, but it's on the left-hand side. So it's not on the right-hand side anymore. You have your power button, your volume rockers over there, and I think that that's perfectly fine. I kind of like it out of the way, so that way you've got nice utilization of the buttons over on the right-hand side. You've got facial recognition. You've got the optical fingerprint scanner, which actually works pretty darn good. OnePlus has been going at this for quite a while with the optical sensor. They've got it down pretty good, and especially now with that water sensitivity on the screen for the enhanced usage, you don't really have problems with the optical fingerprint scanner if you get water on it. That's always been a drawback when it comes to this phone, but you still have pretty good usage there. And again, you get the full functionality of the screen even whenever it gets water on it. So I like that a lot. So you've got, what does all this translate to? You have a super powerful, top of the line flagship experience from the front, from the ground, built all the way up, dual stereo speakers, Dolby Atmos. Like I said, you got the IR blaster, which I know some people really like that. I'm not an IR blaster user, but it is there, and you can take advantage of that as well. And I know some people don't like it, but I actually like the way the camera setup is on the back. So you've got your primary camera, you've got an ultra wide camera, you've got a 3 times telescopic telephoto back there. You can get up to 120 times zoom with this sucker. So that's actually even farther than Samsung. Now, I don't really think that there's a whole lot of great things you can see with 120 times zoom, but you can do it. Some people really like to do it, and you've got the 6 time basically combination zoom there as well. So you get 6 times with the telephoto, even though it's a 3 times telephoto. It does that digital crop in, and it works really, really good. We've seen that with the OnePlus Open as well. Really big step up in the telephoto department, and you can get the 3 times or 1 times portrait images as well. So let's take a look at some of the photos. I took a lot of photos with this phone. I went to Las Vegas for CES. Many of you knew I already had this, so I thought, what better place to take some photos than in beautiful Las Vegas. So I got some daytime photos, I got some portrait shots, I got some nighttime photos, and one area where a lot of folks have been concerned with the OnePlus phones in the past is the camera not really keeping up with Samsung or Google, but they've really done a lot here, and especially with the stuff that goes on with the camera science, the color science, the Hasselblad cooperation, computational photography. We've got a lot of big step ups here. So I feel really good about the camera in here. I think it's excellent. Still no 4K 60 on the front, but you can do 4K 30, which is a step up. At least it's not 1080p anymore. So I'm happy about that as well. So overall, if you stack this up and you take a look at what you get with the S24 Ultra, you can pay $12.99 for that, or you can pay $7.99 and you get the free, basically, like I said, you can go through OnePlus, get $100 off with any phone, any condition, and then you get the free storage upgrade. One big thing, so they're going to be in Best Buy. They will have a display set up in Best Buy. You can get it there, like walk in and go buy one. That's really, really big. I think that's even bigger than being on a carrier shelf because so many people go to Best Buy. A lot of people really look at this phone for value. They look at it for the experience. They look at it for what OnePlus is known for, which is power, speed, and they've got some amazing cooling in here. I was watching a demonstration, and it's crazy because there's a massive heatsink inside of here with the vapor chamber, all that stuff, which basically gives you the coolest experience you can get in a flagship phone when it comes to like playing games and pushing it to the limit. And for folks who've been concerned about the Snapdragon 8 Generation 3 and maybe some heat, this phone handles it so well, and based off of what I've seen, it's supposed to be even better than the competitors. And then you tie that in with all the power and sophistication you get with the Snapdragon 8 Generation 3, and you get 120 hertz refresh rate on this beautiful screen. LTPO throttles all the way down 1 hertz to 120 hertz, which is great because that helps save the battery, but you still get that beautiful 120 hertz refresh rate. And that's something that I love in phones, and they've done a really good job here. Quad HD plus resolution, a 6.82 inch display, which is pretty darn big. And listen to this, up to 4,500 nits max brightness. 4,500. They like completely come and blown everybody else out of the water in that department. Take it outside, hold it up underneath the sun. This thing, you can see it amazingly. And then if you want to look at the other numbers, a lot of people are like, well, that's what the peak brightness is, like on auto mode, out in the sun. But you get up to 1,600 nits brightness on HBM, which is high max brightness. So you can crank it all the way up and you have, well, plenty of brightness for basically anything. So beautiful screen, bright screen, LTPO display, Quad HD plus, 120 hertz refresh rate, Dolby Vision, all those great things. And then up to 4,500 nits max brightness. That's almost double what Samsung is putting in their new S24 series phone. So that's just incredible that you can get that level of brightness out of a phone screen. And then you've got 8K video as well if you want to record an 8K video. I don't record an 8K video, but if you want to, eat your heart out. And then my thing, it still has a curved edge display. That kind of went away with the S24 series, S24 Ultra. I like a curved edge display. I think it makes it easier to hold, more ergonomic, and it really kind of has this nice rounded edge appearance and feeling to it. So even though it's a larger phone, 6.82 inch screen, it doesn't feel that big, and it weighs in about 220 grams, which I think is pretty competitive with most other flagship phones. It's not super heavy, but it feels balanced. And then with this one, with the silky black, it has this matte texture on the back. It almost kind of looks like sandstone and gives you a little texture there, but I gotta warn you, it's super slick. So buy a case. I know it's a beautiful phone. Buy a case and put it on there. You don't want this thing to slip out of your hand. And then the green color is beautiful as well. This is the one that I got. But I think they did a lot of great things here. And I've been a big fan of OnePlus for a long time. They nailed it with the OnePlus Open. I thought the OnePlus 11 was one of the best phones you could get this last year, especially with the price tag on that one. So this one, yes, price update, $799. They did take it up an extra $100, but being able to get that free storage upgrade to go from 256 to 512 and get the 16 gigabytes of RAM as well, I think that's a lot of pluses for OnePlus, because the competition is basically $500 to $600 more. And if you were to say, okay, $1,000, $1,100, that would be super expensive, and then you would have to go, okay, yeah, there are some things with the S24 Ultra, like the S Pen, you have DeX, and you get 7 years of support. But when you take a look at what you get with this, and I think 5 years is about the max useful life you're going to get out of most phones anyways. You'll want to get a new one by then. You're going to want to trade it in by then and get something else. 7 years is a nice thing, but I've talked about that with Google. I've talked about it with Samsung. I think it's more of a novelty than what matches up with reality. So when you look at this, and you also get a bigger battery. Like, Samsung has refused to bump up their battery. It's been 5,000 milliamps for a long time. 5,400 milliamps, I think, is fantastic. Like 5400 with the Snapdragon 8 Generation 3 helps alleviate any of those concerns that anyone might have with the changes with the new processor this year, plus the biggest heatsink and the most cooling that you can get in a flagship phone. This is perfect for gaming, it's great for photos, and it gives you the all-around flagship experience. 5G, compatible with all three major networks here in the US, so T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon. And you can get it unlocked. You can get it from Best Buy, get it from Amazon. I've got links in the description. You can pre-order it starting today. And you get that free storage upgrade whether you go with Best Buy or whether you go with Amazon or whether you go with OnePlus. But OnePlus gives you that little extra oomph because you can do the trade-in with any phone, any condition, save $100. Basically knocks the price down to $699, about half the price of the S24 Ultra. So if you've been on the fence, if you've been curious about trying a OnePlus phone, but then you look at the price, the benefits, all the same basic hardware from a performance perspective. It's got UFS 4.0, so you got the fastest that you can get in there for that. LDDR5X, which is the fastest memory that you can get in a phone. Super fast. And with the software that's on it, you can have up to 6 apps open in the background for up to 72 hours. Yes, so you don't have to worry about it closing stuff. You can have 6 active apps open at once, which is pretty darn amazing. So overall, I've had a really good experience with this phone. I like it a lot, and I think they've really plussed it up, pun intended, in a lot of ways, and I think it competes beautifully with what you get with the S24 Ultra, S23 Ultra, and at a really compelling price tag. It even undercuts Google. $999 for the Pixel 8 Pro, $1299 for the S24 Ultra, $799. So I think there's a lot of great things to look at here. It's got your Bluetooth, it's got your NFC, it's got all those great things. So you're not really missing out on a whole lot of anything with this phone. And in fact, you get more in a lot of ways, in a lot of areas that really make it a compelling phone. So 2 thumbs up for me. I'm a big fan. I've been enjoying using it, and I think that it's going to be a great phone for quite a while. Again, 4 years of operating system updates, 5 years of security patches, and it's got everything that you need. It's already running Android 14, so you're going to get Android 15, 16, 17, and 18, and then an extra year of security on top of that. So that's all I got on my review of the OnePlus 12. Again, it also has the charger in the box, which is great. Recharge it all the way to 100% in 30 minutes. Wireless charging. If you use the special OnePlus charger, which charges like 50 watts, it will give you a full charge in 55 minutes. And yeah, great thing. Also, it has a screen protector built in, which is nice. You've already got a film style screen protector. The only ding that I have is it really picks up a lot of lint. You have to kind of wipe it off, but at least it's there. Gives you that security and protection. Allows you some time to go ahead and get another screen protector if you want, or if this one messes up. And like I said, I know it's a beautiful phone, but get a case on it because you don't want this to slip out of your hands and then mess it up. But lots of great things here. Again, it's got the new telephoto. It's got the 50 megapixel camera. It's got ultra wide. everything you could ask for. 32 megapixel camera on the front. I like it. So that's all I've got. Again, I've got links in the description for the pre-order stuff. If you're interested, if you have any questions or comments, please go to the comment section. I'll do my best to get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.